Welcome back. One of the great things about mountain biking is that you can have fun and get fit. And this week, our fitness consultant Dave Smith talks about the best ways to combine the two.
Hi. Last time I talked about the physical demands of mountain biking. Now I'd like to talk about ways in which you can use your bike to gain more fitness for fun and for health. The first thing to say is that a mountain bike should be seen as a good mode of transport. So what you can do is use your bike where normally you would have used a car, put a wicker basket on, go to the shops, buy your food, cycle home, and then you can eat the food without feeling guilty about putting weight on. But just start to use a bike as a main mode of transport. As well as that, you've seen the surroundings here and at some of the race venues. It's much more appealing to actually ride in the countryside than sit on an exercise bike staring at a bedroom wall. So again, a mountain bike gives you the freedom to get away from traffic, to actually improve your fitness in beautiful surroundings. Now you may wonder, well, how do I go about starting off? The main thing to say is to take it easy. Start with 20-minute to 30-minute rides. Try and do 2 to 3 per week. And as you progress, you'll start to feel stronger, fitter. Hills will become easier to ride up. Now one means that's used by many people who are training for racing is a heart rate monitor, like I've got on the handlebar here. Now of course that's quite expensive to start off with, but an advantage of something like that is that it lets you know what intensity you're riding at. And the main thing to do is to keep the intensity low initially. Don't get out of breath. Don't kill yourself slogging up hills. Just take it easy, enjoy your mountain biking, and you'll see your fitness progress.
Downhilling. For many, the discipline is mountain biking. The thrill and danger of descending at speed are the very essence of the sport.
Well, it's a sport where you could just flat out for about 3 minutes. It's quite technical. It's a mixture of speed and strength and technical ability, so it's all about getting around the corners on the limit and staying on your bike.
Hamsterley Forest in County Durham played host to the opening round of the 1992 National Skills Championship. This is a new competition created to focus more attention on bike handling skills. The championship got off to a wet start on a downhill course which many riders felt was not tough enough. A drop of a few hundred feet on hard forest fire tracks, culminating in a steep, rocky section over the last 500 metres. In the junior race, the Scott Diamondback rider Simon Kipling was the fastest. In last year's World Championships, Simon recorded one of the top 5 qualifying times in the junior event, but suffered the misfortune of puncturing in the final. Here in Durham, his time of 4 minutes 20 put him 3 seconds ahead of his nearest rival Daniel Guy. Anthony Bailey was third. The women's event was dominated by national champion Deb Murrell. Despite an uncertain start due to the riders having to start with a foot down, Deb showed all the skill that placed her 10th in last year's World Championships as she piloted the full suspension version of the new carbon fibre Formula One bike to victory. Meanwhile, Isla Roundtree crashed. She suffered a broken thumb, but it's not expected to keep her out of action for long. In the men's event, Jason McCroy of Salsa MB UK set the time that for most of the afternoon looked as though it would be the winning one. He still held the leading time when all the seeded group of riders had completed their runs. His time of 4 minutes 10 seconds looked unbeatable, but Scott Diamondback rider Jason Shackleton had mistakenly been left out of the leading group, and starting last, he was able to take advantage of the fact that earlier riders had cleared the course of larger rocks, as he scorched down in a time of 4 minutes 9 seconds to take victory.
A lot easier than I expected today. After the rain, everything settled down. The few riders that went in front of me, well, all the riders that went in front of me shifted a lot of the rocks on the lower sections. So it was a lot smoother for us.
Had a pretty smooth run. I was a bit rusty at the start, getting my feet in. Most downhills you tend to be held at the start, and this one you have to sort of have 1 foot down. So I was a bit rusty there, which was a bad mistake. And then I had a bit of problem with the spectator on the course. But apart from that, it was yeah, a pretty smooth run.
Confirmation then of the results. In the juniors event, Simon Kipling taking victory over Daniel Guy. Anthony Bailey was third. And in the women's event, Deb Murrell taking her first victory for Formula One by a comfortable margin from Diane Laverick and Claire Logan. A close result in the men's race, Jason Shackleton pipping Jason McCroy by just 1 second. Nick Anderson was third. At 22, the former junior national cyclocross champion Nick Craig has already established himself as one of the leading mountain bike riders in the country.
I've done cyclocross racing and road racing, and really it's a very good mixture of the two. I was quite a good cyclocross rider and I was sick of riding on the road, so I like the relaxed atmosphere at a mountain bike race, and everyone's friends. It's a lot more fun.
Nick is an accomplished cross-country rider, but it's in the discipline of downhill that he's rapidly becoming a star.
In cross-country, you do a lot of downhilling, and you do it well. You have to ride well within yourself because it has to be more controlled so you don't fall off. And when you get tired towards the end of a race, you get people crashing and stuff. So in a downhill, you're fresh and you're strong, your arms are strong, so you can actually go a lot quicker than you would in a cross-country race, and you get a better kick out of it.
This year, Nick is riding for the Peugeot Look team. Although his efforts are mainly concentrated on the UK events, he still benefits from the backup that a large team can offer.
The difference between riding for Peugeot and the smaller teams is the backup, the mechanics. Everything's booked, the flights, the hotels. You don't have to think about what you're doing. You can concentrate on getting on with riding your bike.
In addition to the cross-country races, we'll also be showing you some other mountain bike disciplines, like trial skills and slalom. Some of the top riders can tackle an obstacle like this with no problem. The second of the new skills championships also got underway at Hamsterley, trials. This event has been introduced to promote better bike handling. The idea is for riders to complete a number of obstacles on tight twisting courses without putting a foot on the ground. The event is untimed, so the emphasis is entirely on bike control. As with the downhill event, the wet weather did nothing to assist the riders as they tried to tackle the extremely tight course. The eventual winner was Craig Robertson. Also at Hamsterley, there was a dual slalom event, held more for fun than serious competition. The riders having to negotiate a series of tight twisting gates similar to skiing. The course was designed for maximum crowd entertainment, and here, two of the top crowd pleasers were Jason McCroy and Jez Avery. Despite his fall, Jason McCroy ran out the eventual winner after his 2 runs.
Don't worry about it, Chase. 29 seconds.
That's it for this week. Next week we're in Plymouth as the National Championships head over Dartmoor. See you then. In next week's mountain bike show, we travel to Newnham Park for round 3. Tim Gould will be giving us a masterclass in the art of climbing. Dave Smith will be looking at how to eat fit. We'll be taking a trip to Surrey to see how the Formula One bike is built. And we profile rally rider Barry Clark.
The Mountain Bike World Cup is brought to you by Eurosport in a